Imagine someone tells you, "Meet me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Easy. You look at a clock, set a reminder, and move on with your life. Now imagine it is 20,000 years ago. No clocks, no watches, no phones, no alarms, no calendars on the fridge. So how did humans know what time it was? Before clocks? The first answer is almost annoying. For most of human history, people did not need time the way we do. Nobody needed to know it was exactly 8:17. They just needed to know, is the sun up? Is it getting dark? Hunter-gatherers did not care about 3:12 p.m. They cared about light, weather, hunger, and whether there was enough day left to get home alive. In other words, most early humans were not tracking minutes. They were tracking survival. The oldest clock on Earth was the sky. Sunrise meant one thing, midday meant another. Sunset meant, wrap it up, because being outside in the dark used to be a much worse hobby. If the sun moves, shadows move. And suddenly, the giant glowing ball in the sky becomes a free, silent, slightly overqualified timekeeper. So yes, one of the earliest time tools was basically, look at the ground and see where the shadow is. Meet me when the shadow reaches that rock sounds ridiculous now, but it was actually pretty solid planning. People also used repeating events. When the birds start, when the heat gets bad, when the animals return. For most of history, "I'll be there when the cows come back" was a perfectly acceptable time estimate. Then farming happened. And suddenly, timing mattered a lot more. Hunters need daylight. Farmers need seasons. Plant too early, your crop dies. Too late, same problem. Wrong season. Congratulations, everyone is hungry. Humans began paying attention not just to the time of day, but to the time of year. The sun, moon, stars, and seasons became a giant calendar system. Not a neat one, but a useful one. Eventually, people got smarter about shadows. In ancient Egypt, tall monuments like obelisks could help track the movement of the sun and shadows. Humanity upgraded from random shadow to professional shadow. Later came sundials. Put a stick in the right place, let the sun move, and let geometry quietly carry civilization. Of course, sundials had one tiny weakness. They only work when the sun is actually there. Which creates an obvious question. What about nighttime? At night, people used the moon, the stars, and devices like water clocks. If certain stars rose at certain times, that gave people a rough sense of the night. Water drips steadily, the level changes, and suddenly, your jar is doing time management. Not exciting, but very useful, which is also the best description of accounting. In some places, even candles were used. If a candle burns predictably, you can estimate time by how much wax is left. How late is it? About half a candle. Maybe the most important timekeeping system was not a device at all. It was routine. Wake when the light comes. Work when everyone works. Eat when everyone eats. Stop when the bell rings. Monks had prayer times throughout the day and night, so they needed a more regular schedule. A lot of medieval timekeeping was basically, the bell says your free will is over. Bells became public timekeepers. You did not need a watch. You just needed ears. Before personal time was a thing, time was shared. The whole town lived inside the same rhythm. Then mechanical clocks arrived. And this changed human life more than it sounds. Once time could be measured more precisely, life became more precise too. Work could start at a specific hour. Meetings could happen at a specific hour. Travel could leave at a specific hour. Which is great, unless you enjoy living like a normal mammal. Today, if a train is 3 minutes late, people get furious. For most of history, if someone arrived 3 days late but still alive, that was basically right on time. So how did humans tell time before clocks? They watched the sun. followed shadows, tracked seasons, listened for bells, looked at stars, measured water, burned candles. They lived in a world where time was not something you stared at. It was something you felt. Before clocks, people did not own time. They moved with it. But maybe the easiest way to appreciate clocks is to imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that nobody can tell the exact time anymore. Not because the clocks broke, because every human suddenly forgot how to use them. Morning would be the first disaster. Some people would wake with sunrise. Some would wake when they felt rested. And some would wake at 2 in the afternoon and insist that their body had made a completely reasonable decision. Work meetings would become beautifully useless. Let's meet after breakfast. Fine. Except one person eats breakfast at 7, another at 11, and Gary apparently considers an energy drink at 1:30 p.m. to be breakfast. Offices and schools could no longer open at a precise hour. They would probably begin when enough confused people had gathered outside the building to form a small, angry community. Public transport would become less of a schedule and more of a rumor. The bus is coming soon. How soon? Soon. Train stations would replace departure boards with vague announcements. The train to London will leave sometime after the next one arrives. Which next one? Nobody knows. Enjoy the platform. You live here now. Cooking would also become surprisingly dangerous to dinner. Recipes would return to instructions like, boil it for a while, and remove it before it becomes a different material. Sports would be even better. No countdown clocks, no timed rounds. The referee would simply look at both exhausted teams and decide, that feels like enough football for today. Appointments would return to their historical form. The plumber would arrive sometime between sunrise and winter. And the phrase, "I'll be ready in 5 minutes," would finally lose the tiny amount of scientific credibility it still has. Video calls would become digital campfires. Everyone would join whenever they remembered, stare at an empty screen, leave, and then return precisely 3 seconds after everybody else had given up. But humans would adapt quickly. We would watch sunlight through windows. We would organize days around meals, traffic, television shows, school bells, and the suspiciously predictable moment when the neighbor starts drilling. Clocks do something more important than tell one person the time. They allow millions of strangers to agree on the same moment. That agreement is what lets trains leave, shops open, lessons begin, and people complain that somebody is 4 minutes late. Exact time made the world faster, safer, and far easier to coordinate. It also gave us alarms, deadlines, and timesheets. So humans did not invent clocks simply to discover what time it was. We invented them so everyone could agree what time it was. Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.